I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay, so today in class, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about the rest of this week and the November calendar. And then I want to dive into something new that's on command. I have the calendars right here. Do you have November's calendar?
I have it right here. And I'm sorry about asking you that question. I had two October calendars about the class last week, and I'm like, oh, it was on one and not on the other. I'm like, wait, what do I need to be? Like, I'm not quite sure.
No, that's a fair point. So we try to get out the calendar as quick as possible, but that also means that the calendar updates regularly. So I would grab a calendar every week or look online.
Okay, I looked online and it wasn't on there, but it's the one you had highlighted, like the whole thing. And you're like, you need to come to these ones, and I was like, I don't want to miss it.
You're like, should I be at this?
It's not up here. And then I saw it in November, but I'm like, maybe that's another November one. I don't know. I don't want to miss it.
Yeah, so just know that the calendar does update frequently. Online, you got it, is your best resource for the most up-to-date. Or if you just grab a calendar in the office every week, and then just maybe throw out the old one, Because some of the classes that I'll highlight for you may move, and so that just means to find it wherever you can next available that you can make it to. Yeah,
and
that's a good question.
Real quick, in your email, you said something about the how to get paid.
Yes.
And I was here for that class, and she told me not to come to that class.
I know, we had a confusion. Yeah, because typically we want agents to come to that class within 10 days of getting a buyer or listing agreement signed. The chance of you having a listing agreement signed within your first week was super high, but the chance for any other agent is really low. So Christina heard I'm a new agent. It was like she doesn't have a need for this, but didn't realize that you were a new agent with business starting right out of the gate. So we had a conversation about that. She should be in contact with you, or if she checked in with you yet. Reach out to her and just let her know that you're that agent who has a buyer and listing agreement signed, so you need to start learning it. And so
I think my mom wants to make an offer on a house.
Yay!
She's not sure. She's going to check with you guys. I don't know if it was in a training from you guys or the Showtime where they said the best day to put it up in MLS is a Thursday.
Yeah, I just emailed you that. So this week on the calendar, tech class is great. Then you're going to go to contracts class with Matt, right? On the 30th?
30th, yes.
Okay, awesome. And then the 31st is business planning, putting it all together. So I would love to see you on the 31st as well. And then on the 1st, we are launching, hey Patty, we're launching a listing competition. So you have a huge opportunity here because you are already going to have a listing.
Well, does it count? Because I already have it.
I don't know, we'll decide, but I like the idea of that.
Okay.
So it's a competition. We are going to do cappers, agents that are cappers, they compete, and then non-capping agents compete.
Okay.
So you will be competing against other agents in a like-mind world as yours. Okay, like-mind businesses. And then next week, David Lear is doing a Create Your Own LLC workshop. I will be at that because that sounds so awesome. And then Tuesday the 5th, how to hold a killer listing presentation. If you have not gone to that yet, jump in on that. On the 6th is the Get Paid class. So if you can jump into that class, that would work perfectly to take care of that need you have. And then the 7th on the 1st is generating more referrals, closing more business class with a vendor. I've never been to that class, but it sounds fun. And then at 2 o'clock is the struggle bus. That's when agents meet and just chat about what's happening in their business, what's difficult, and how to overcome those difficulties. So it's kind of like a peer-to-peer mastermind.
Okay.
And then on the 8th, we're going to do a Santa event kickoff. Cool?
Sounds good.
All right, so I want to show you guys something that's really cool that has been added to Command. So we've been having a lot of conversations this month around our goals for 2020. And because October is Goals Month, KW International wanted to make sure that they got a resource for you guys to see your goals in your platform. And so now we can build out our goals in our platform. So that's really, really cool. We've been waiting for this for a while. So what I want to do today is just take you guys, I'm going to do it for the first time with you in building our goals and kind of see what happens in the platform. So if you want to jump onto command, we'll do it together. The first thing I want to say while you guys are loading it up is think about your 2020 annual goal, how much you want to make, okay? In your head, do you know how much you want to net? Yes? Okay. Now, Tyler Shields asked us this question in the 411 class last week, and I thought, oh, this is such a good question. Because we tend to build really big goals, but then the question is, how committed are we to that really big goal? So I want you to have this conversation with yourself. I'm not asking for it out loud. I just want you to dig down and ask yourself. Okay, in your head, I have my net commission goal that I want to make. If next year it was December 31st, 2020, and you made $10,000 less than what your net goal is in your head right now, would it be okay? Would you be okay with that? If you say no, then that's your goal. If in your head you say, yeah, I could still probably do that, like I could still get done what I need to get done, then your goal is actually $10,000 less than what you initially said your goal was. And so on and so forth. So you need to keep asking yourself that question until you hit the number that is your baseline for you. Like, I cannot do this unless I hit this goal. That is now your standard. Okay, I will not do anything less. I will not put any less work into my business because I have to hit this number. Make sense? Now you can have something bigger than that is that's not your standard, right? Your standard is I must hit this number. You may have a goal and a stretch goal where it's like your goal is it would be really nice to hit this number, and I'm going to shoot for it. And then your stretch goal is like, man, if I kill it this year, that would be awesome. Okay. But what is our standard? And then when we build our goals today here, I want you to build it off of your standard. Like, I have to do this. And then every week you are going to be challenged because you're going to know exactly how many appointments you need to go on to hit your goal. And all appointments is a decision. That's you deciding to sit down with somebody and talk to them about real estate. Especially with buyers, appointments can be very low hanging fruit. You can have a friend who's like, I think I might buy in 2 years, and sit down and have a drink with them, and that's an appointment. So does that make sense? Appointments are not, it doesn't take an incredible amount of skill to sit down and have an appointment with somebody, okay? The skill comes in getting them signed. But this year, the way I want you to think in 2020 is an appointment is a decision. It is a decision that I'm going to hit my standard for my income goal. Therefore, if I do not hit my appointments, if I'm not going on, maybe your goal is 1 appointment a week. If I'm not going on 1 appointment a week, I am not saying that that net income is truly my baseline. I'm saying it's okay not to make that income. Make sense? So that's really where I want you to start your conversation with yourself for 2020. And what do we need to start doing today for 2020? Going on appointments, right? So the goals that we build out today, you'll see how many appointments you need to start going on now. And so November 1st, it's go. October 1st should have been go, right? And November 1st, it's go. Like, if I'm not going on these appointments, I am not going to hit my income goal. Okay. All right, which means we have to start lead genning too, right? So let's see, I have this little icon right here that says it looks like your goals are not yet set for 2020, and then set them now. So I'm going to click on the little link that says set them now. And then, all right, so like I said, I'm testing this with you guys, so let's learn together. What should I expect to get out of this guide? We're going to drive our business forward, set goals that move us to the need and plan of our trajectory. So we're going to set goals to fund the life that we want, define specific actions you need to take to make that a reality, and then we'll double check that plan. If the months check out, you're ready to take the next step. So let's get started.
What did you click? Because I clicked in database help.
No, where it says goals, set goals now. No, so go to your homepage.
All right. So on the Kelly Guide, it looks like we're going to first set our goals, set conversion rates, review those goals, and then what's next. So if you want to start by looking at my screen, let's just talk about step one, set your goal. Please adjust the example below to suit your business goal. What year are you setting your goal for? Let's do next year, 2020. All right, and then it opens up this for us here. What is your annual profit goal? I'm just going to do a world of 100,000 because that is typically everybody wants to make at least 6 figures. All right, your average commission, the average amount of commission you earn from the sale of each transaction. So what is the average commission in Denver Metro? Dollar amount. Yep, 10,000. Operating expenses, how much, let's see, is that per month? Expenses that are made whether or not a transaction takes place. Example, salaries, lead generation, marketing expenses, education, occupation, automobile, etc. I think this is saying for the year, so let's just say, I'm going to say 6,000. Cost of sale, expenses that are made only when a transaction takes place, like the transaction coordinator and ISA, market center, brokerage, as well as referral fee and other transaction dependent expenses. So you're going to add 21,000 for your CAP and KWRI, and then whatever else you need for if you're taking photos for your signs, things like that. So I'm going to do 30. Balance of business, how much of your business do you want to be listings? How much do you want to be buyers? We're going to say 70% listings for the ideal situation. All right, once I have that all filled out, I'm going to click save and continue. So here is our pipeline, and the question is our conversion rates on this pipeline. So over here on the right hand side again is where we set the goals, set conversion rate, goal conversion rate, the rate in which you are turning leads into clients. So activities, the actions you are taking to capture leads, they have at 3%. That's probably very accurate, so I'm going to leave that. Leads, people have shown interest in the service that you offered but haven't engaged in a two-way conversation. So this is saying about 10% of those people will actually convert into a contact into your database, and that's about right. Contacts, leads that you have had a two-way conversation with and have established a value-based relationship. So this is saying within your database, the people that you are in conversation with, about 60% of those people will convert. Now, I think that's extremely high, so I'm going to change this to 10% as well, because I know for every 10 people that I know in my database with a 33 touch, one of them is going to either offer me business or refer me business. So I'm going to call that a 10%. Appointment set. So schedule a meeting with a prospective client, like a listing consultation, face-to-face touch for a future relationship. So how many of these people that you contact are going to set an appointment? And typically as a new agent, we have about a 50% conversion rate here. Appointment kept, same thing, is about a 50% conversion rate. Agreement. So you went on the appointment. What's the likelihood from that appointment you're going to get an agreement signed? As a new agent, again, that's typically 50%. And then of those agreements that you get signed, how many of those people will actually go under contract? Again, about 50%. Closed units. So of those agreements that you got signed, that you went under contract with, how many of those people will get to the closing table? I would say 75%, even for a new agent. As you get better, you'll push closer to 90%. Okay, so we have all of that set. Let's just save and continue. All right, so now step 3, we're gonna review our new goals. If we need to go back and make changes, we can do that. So my average commission per unit, $10,000, that sounds right. 74% of my gross commission income is my profit. 22% is my cost of sale and 4% is my expenses. That looks really good. My business is gonna be 70% listing, 30% buyers. I have 3% activities, 10% leads, 10% in my contacts, 50% appointment set, 50% appointment kept, 50% agreement signed, 50% under contract, and a 75% closed unit. So then I'm going to see what's next. All right, what is next? Once in contacts, you can add contacts by pressing add a smart plan. So the next step is to get all of your contacts on a smart plan and then check your progress for the year to see what your activity or what you will achieve with your activities goals, and then visit the home screen and drive your business with the tools of your choice. So let's go to our smart plan and get started on our smart plan. So with our smart plan, you're gonna build out your marketing profile, configure your accounts, select your smart plan, do your summary, and then go what's next. So this is something that we've probably done together, most of us. So I'm just gonna walk through this real quick. Yeah. So actually, I'm gonna exit out of this. So if you have not built your smart plans yet, that will be needed, it sounds like, to do this. But an easy way to build out your smart plans if you already have your marketing profile together is to just go to smart plans. And then go to library. And then smart plans will pull up here and you can just start to, oh, and an error occurred. So once it's running correctly, you'll start to be able to add smart plans here. Yeah, anywho, let's go back to the home page and see. Okay, cool. So actually, I don't need to have any of that done to set my goals. It's already here. So this is really cool because, okay, welcome to the Goals Labs. This is your opportunity to set, track your goals, and remember, or for the remainder of 2019, happy testing. So do know that this is going to be in labs or beta for about 2 weeks, and then they'll improve it, get it better, clean it up, make it look really good. But what's really cool is I know that I need to have 75 conversations this month, so then I can go on 7 appointments. And so then I can, current month, yep, and then I can get 2 under contract, so I can close 1. And then my GCI breakdown, this is nice too because I know that my GCI goal should be $11,333 in order to net what I want to net. So that's nice. Now my question, I wonder, we're gonna learn together, how do you add, like, how does it calculate this, right? Like, okay, I have a conversation with somebody, how does it calculate? Oh, okay, this is cool. So if you go to reporting, activities, I don't know what activities are considered. But our leads, we should have 14. So this year, I should have conversation with 14,000 people. This year, I should have 1,400 people that I contacted. This year, I should set 146 appointments. This year, I should go on 73. I should get 36 agreements signed, go under contract on 18 properties, and close 14. That's cool. And then I have a profit tracker here so I can see how much I've made. Am I on track? Am I 80 to 99% of my goal, or am I below 79% of my goal? Activities broken down. Okay, activities are like the conversations that you're having. So meetings, calls, emails, texts, smart plans, calendar events, notes, search neighborhood, or favorite listing. So it sounds like when I'm in my contacts, this is cool. Okay, so when I go add activity here in my contact, and I'm gonna add, let's just say text, test, save. Oh, it's probably not gonna read it right now. But when I wonder if it's gonna read it now or the first day of January for 2020. Let's see. Goals. Yeah, so goals were
So I think it's gonna be, there's a countdown.
Oh,
It's
3 days, 12 hours. Yeah. Okay, 2019 goals. Here we go. So look, here it is. So according to what I put in for my 2019 goals, I've only accomplished 17% of my activities, the texts, the calls, when you add an activity into command. And then leads, this looks like for the month. Yeah, this month. So I've only completed 17% of 2,000 activities that I should have done. Leads is if you go into your contacts. Thanks, Danielle, for showing me that. And then you can go add contact. And you can choose if it's going to be a lead or if it's going to be, mark as a lead. So my goal this month would be to add, goals. This month, 2019. So I should add 75 leads into my database. So that means if I was farming, I should get 75 leads from my farm, get at least 75 names, phone numbers, addresses, emails from a title company, and download that into my database to start working those leads. If I did open houses, then I should get at least 75 people to sign into my open house so I have leads, okay? Or maybe I run a Facebook ad and my goal is to get 75 leads this month off of my Facebook ad. So that's really cool. I know how many conversations I need to have this month, how many leads I need to get, how many people I need to contact, which I'm knocking it out of the park. I talk to you guys a lot. How many appointments I need to set. Like, I think that's so awesome. And remember, at the end of the day, it's if you did not set or go on 3 appointments, if your goal is 3, that's your decision saying, I do not want to make the amount that I chose for this year. And so every month you can watch yourself and go, am I behind on my appointment goal? Am I ahead of my appointment goal? And what is my true goal? What am I willing to do to meet my goals? Is this helpful? Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns?